right, so here's what I want to do. I've been learning some new styles of music and inspired in large part by Gordon, who's a friend that I met and plays guitar down here in Costa Rica. So I've always kind of liked guitar, but always the blues. I've always said that, you know, when I die and I get reincarnated, I'm coming back as an old blues player. I just always love the blues, and I know a lot of people don't like it and don't relate to it, but it's been a part of me. So on guitar, I played 100% blues. And around 2000, I stopped playing, and it's 2019 now. So a couple of years ago, I started playing guitar lessons again, thanks to Pierre Laframboise from Sudbury. I started taking lessons with him. And then I bought this old beater guitar that I brought down to Costa Rica with me. And my thing was, I said, if I'm going to come down here and bring this guitar, I'm getting on stage at open mic night at Pasatiempo, which they have like 3 nights a week. So that was last winter. I came down and I was committed, man. I was scared to death, still scared to death. So I'm really stretching and pushing the envelope. This is why I'm doing this video, because next week's my last week here, and I'm going to go up on stage and do this song. So as a result of playing and jamming with Gord, you know, he was always fascinated with learning the blues, so I was showing him my stuff, and he seemed to really dig that. And I was learning a bunch of stuff from him too, these new styles of music that I'd never been familiar with. You know, songs like Farewell to Nova Scotia and a bunch of other tunes. And my cousin Mark, who opened me up to some whole new styles of music, including, go figure, some country and western and Alan Jackson. So anyways, I thought, inspired from that, I'm going to learn one of my most favorite, all-time favorite songs by U2, one of my favorite bands, a song called All I Want Is You. This song was it's kind of a hidden gem on the soundtrack to the movie. I think it was a double album back in the 80s, Rattle and Hum. And if you ever watch the movie, it's at the very end, at the closing titles, you know, the credits, they play this song. And first time I heard it, I instantly fell in love with it. And I said, I got to learn that song. So I have to tell you, this is really hard for me to do, but I'm doing it. So let me just also mention that when I started playing this song about 6 weeks ago, I really had a hard time remembering the lyrics for whatever reason. I don't know why that is or was, but perhaps because it's a new style, I don't know. So I developed this strategy in my mind, and this strategy, well, I was familiar with this strategy. It's called spaced repetition learning, where you take something that you want to master and you do it every day for up to an hour. Same thing every day for 21 days. And so I did that, and Tina would go to yoga. She'd be gone for an hour and a half, and I would play this song, sing it either along with the video, and eventually singing it on my own when I felt like I had a bit of a handle on it. But you know, it took a few weeks, and then I started to get a little more confident. So I'm really nervous, especially when in front of others, and that's why I'm doing this video. So I'm putting it out there, and you know, people say stupid stuff like, don't quit your day job. And I know they're joking, but I'm not a serious musician. This is just a fun hobby. It's something I'm trying at this point in my life to try to pick up as a new thing. And I have to thank my buddy Daniel Vincent, who I met in Toastmasters about a year ago. He gave me a ticket. It was priceless. It was worth a lot of money. He said, here, I got a ticket for you if you're interested. That was last March 2018 in Los Angeles to a 3-day Roger Love Voice of Success, I believe it was called. It was a 3-day conference on, well, Roger Love is a vocal kind of guy. He helps people, musicians and actors and whatnot, and actresses. So it was an amazing event. Thanks for that, Dan. You're a good man. But anyways, that timed out well with me, since I was getting back into music and trying to expand my horizons and realizing the importance of voice. Now, I'm not going to get this. It's going to be far from perfect, so just bear with me as I go through it. And the whole idea is, as the next week I'm going up at Pasatiempo and I'm going to play it. I feel I can do an okay job. At least I can remember it. But if I can just take the edge off of the nervousness and get used to playing in front of people. You know, Roger Love said that everybody can sing. We all have the ability to sing. And that was good to hear. And it's, I believe, like anything else, it's a skill set where you need to practice it and practice it and practice it over and over. So it's a beautiful love song. I'll dedicate it to my wife, Tina, whom I love with all my heart. And there's just something about this song. So it's called All I Want Is You. I'm going to put the words out in case I get lost. I don't expect I will, but... You say you want diamonds on ring of gold. You say you want your story to remain untold, but all the promises we make from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you'll give me highway with no one on it, treasures to look upon it, all the riches in the night. You say you'll give me eyes in the moon of blindness, river in the time of dryness, all of treasures, that's the wrong word, all the harbor in the tempest, but all the promises we make from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. Solo. Violins. You say you want your love to work out right, to last with me through the night. You say you want diamonds on ring of gold, your story to remain untold, your love not to grow, but all the promises we break from the cradle to the grave, and all I want is you. 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 All right, so there you go. And somebody told me, well, actually somebody was kind of making fun and critiquing me when I went up. So I went up a bunch of times this year, and scared to death every single time. But I know if you push through the fears, and this is what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to push through the fears, and that's where the gifts are. And I kind of smart-ass, he said, in reply to that person, I said, hey, at least I'm up on the stage. I don't see you up on the stage, so. But anyways, you know, I know I got a long ways to go. And part of my journey with singing as a hobby is to just keep pushing. And I think the hard part is being in front of people. It's like public speaking, you know, anybody can speak in public in front of the mirror when no one else is at home. I guess that's not public speaking, is it? That's called alone at home speaking. But you know what I mean? We have the ability to do a lot of stuff on our own. We can sing in the car, in the shower when nobody's watching. But there's something uniquely petrifying and frightening about, well, not only public speaking when everybody's looking at you, but singing. And, you know, public speaking was something that I got a handle on by joining Toastmasters in 1991. And I got very, very confident. I feel very confident as a public speaker. You know, you got to be prepared, you got to know your stuff, but as far as that being a skill, it's something I feel very comfortable with, and it was just, I'm so grateful for that experience. So this is a new aspect and a new component to that, which is obviously involves a much more artistic sort of an angle with speaking. With singing. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to sing here. I know I got a ways to go, but I appreciate your putting up with me and my rattly guitar, and I really appreciate it. All right. Take care, y'all. Thanks.